It's great, but it's like lead.
So tell me, where have you been? I haven't seen you. You haven't even called or anything. Where have you been?
Well, Mom, I've been working nights.
And?
Well, tonight we were out late. We took a ride out to the country, and we hit one of those deers. That's where the blood came from. I told you. Jimmy told you before. Anyway, you know, it reminds me, I need this knife. I'm gonna take this. It's okay?
Okay, yeah.
I just need it for a
bring
little
it back, though, you know.
Well, the poor thing, you know, I hit him in his, we hit the deer in his paw. What do you call it?
The paw.
The paw. The hoof. The hoof got caught in that grill. Oh. I gotta hack it off.
Oh.
Ma, it's a sin. You gotta leave it.
Hey, if you have a milkshake, and I have a milkshake, and I have a straw, there it is. That's a straw. See? Watch it. My straw reaches across the room and starts to drink your milkshake. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up!
You know what, Richard? You don't know me as good as you think you do. I care about stuff. I'm getting better at this sales thing. I'm not, but I could if you help me.
Forget it. I got enough to do without having to change your diapers.
Richard? Is this your coat?
Don't do it.
That guy in a little coat. That guy in a little coat.
Don't.
That guy in a little coat. That guy in a little coat.
Take it off, dickhead. I'm serious.
Richard, what's happening? Oh.
Stunt band when you said you were gay. How is that your relationship with your partner?
Well, maybe this will answer your question.
So hot, PH.
Hi. Thank you. You guys.
What I tell you about?
What the fuck is going on here? Time back in.
Using tongue. You said you wanted to look realistic. Yeah, realistic, not fucking gay as shit. Well, the only reason I put up with this homo crap is for the P-tang. Fuck this. I got a wife and kid at home. I'm out of here. Wait, man. What about the stuff? What stuff? The stuff, man. You said you'd give me the stuff. The stuff? Oh, yeah. You'd like this whole bag of crack, wouldn't you? Well, maybe I should give it to someone else. You know, I got Fred Savage on speed dial. Fuck Savage! That rocket mine, give it to me. Come on, David, give me the stuff, give me the sugar. Put more money in my account. Yeah, you got it done. I sing at my niece's quinceañera. All right, I'll sing. But you can't fuck her. I can't make that promise. Fine. No, all right, I won't fuck her. Just let me.
Excuse me, Neil?
Oh, this is...
I'm sorry, I can come back later.
No, I'm heading out. Bye-bye, sweet pea. Behave yourself, Peaches. Always.
Oh, you guys are too cute.
I do love that handsome man.
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity to work with you.
Sure. Come on in.
What would you like to rehearse?
Oh, nothing specific. Just some general stuff. You just seemed a little tense out there. I thought maybe we could, loosen you up. Why don't you take your sweater off? Oh, no, for a massage. David will tell you, these hands are magical.
Oh, well, I don't really have anything on underneath, so...
Oh, it's okay. It's just a couple girlfriends. Now take it off.
Okay.
You do not fucking love this. Best cameo ever. Or one of them.
Ow!
Sorry.
Feels good.
Yeah, it does feel good. I can't. Can I take this bra off? It's okay. Girlfriend. That's better.
Should we do something? I don't know. I kind of want to see what happens next.
Feels good.
Oh, it's so hard. This knot on your back is so hard. Don't be alarmed, but I'm gonna squirt some lotion on your back in about 35 seconds.
Excuse me?
Shut up.
What the fuck?
Shut up.
Oh my
Shut
God,
the fuck up.
Get the fuck off of me!
Hey, you like it rough? That's cool. I can play that
God,
way.
I thought you were gay.
I am gay. Gay for that pussy.
I don't know what kind of sick game you're playing here, but if you ever touch me again, I'll fucking rip your dick off.
I mean, that's that was great.
We about to do,
we about to get fucked up.
Cigarettes, heroin.
We about to get fucked up.
Coke, crack, ice, Sean,
types of shit we need. Get me hot every day, passing by, make me wet.
uppers, downers, methamphetamines. Sherm sticks get me to floating. I'm the balanced emotion. I keep toting, keep loafing, keep smoking and choking, keep tooting, keep aiming, paranoid, rebuking, keep setting, getting prepared for the busting and shooting. I feel great, super cuz I can fly.
Welcome to the Iinappropriate MMA Show!
Do you remember back in the day when rap was good? Like when we had like things that had at least nice flows and I mean just the beat to this. They don't make rap like this anymore. What happened? Just what happened? I don't understand. I don't get it. What's up, motherfuckers? I'm back. There's too much family shit last week going on. So my dad was in town, and so it's always a little bit stressful because of the crazy brother. But I went out to dinner with him and the kids Friday. Saturday we celebrated my youngest nephew's birthday. So we went to Conky, which is always, man, I could eat their fucking rice. Fuck, it's good. Their rice is so fucking good. So we went to Conky, and then we went to see Fast and Furious, which, you know, we'll talk about that for a minute. I guess I'm kind of going over. I want to talk about Wrestlemania too, but this is just the family shit. So, first of all, I'm the guy. I'm a crier, so I was, of course, in tears at the end of the movie. Vin Diesel did a nice little tribute to Paul Walker, and it wasn't so much for the movie as it was like I think Vin Diesel talking to kind of eulogizing. So it was a good movie. I mean, you definitely, to me, look, I enjoy that kind of shit. Suspend your disbelief a lot because you're gonna have to, and sorry, I got the fights on. There's Bellator and World Series of Fighting on tonight, and I'm trying to go back and forth because I kind of just wanted to go back and forth, and they're playing that Baz Rutten commercial. I kind of should have switched over to Bellator again. It's just, I don't know. It's distracting to me. I hope he makes a shitload of money on it, though. But what a piece of shit. But I hope it makes him millions, because Baz Rutten. Anyway, I really liked the first movie. I had no clue when I watched it really what was going on with it. I thought it was just a race car movie and there was like a plot to it. You definitely have had to increase your disbelief per. Why are you replaying? You're not supposed to replay, you piece of shit. You got to suspend disbelief a lot now. I don't really, maybe a couple scenes are like that was cool, but at least maybe they could have happened in the first one. There was just nothing like that anymore. Fun movie. I didn't know The Rock was in it. I knew Rock. Oh wait, no, I did know The Rock was in it because that was The Rock and Ronda Rousey. I was disappointed in how long he was in it. I would have liked to have seen more Rock. Ronda Rousey did fine. We'll see what she does in her next movie. That'll be a much bigger role for her. And Walmart isn't going to sell her book. And first of all, she has a book. Okay, who knew that was coming? Walmart isn't going to sell it because she's too violent. Now, and look, I go to Walmart for I go there for food. I go there for my packaged stuff. I don't buy fresh. I'm not gonna buy. I do like their milk though, but I don't buy meats. I don't buy my salads and shit like that from Walmart. Uh-oh, someone looks hurt. I must have. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm a little elevated. A little bit. But anyway, it's I don't remember what I was talking about. But Furious 7 was a fun little movie. It was fine. It was exactly what it should have been. And yeah, it was sad. But they did a nice job. And then Sunday, Easter was my nephew's actual birthday, so we went to Easter breakfast with some friends, and then I had to split because I had to try to see my dad, and so I missed the cake, but I had some today. It was really fucking good. Yeah, it's just whenever my dad's in town, it's always stressful. Love him, but it's stressful. And man, it doesn't take him much to launch. So Wrestlemania, okay, I want to talk about this real quick. Because every single thing from WrestleMania was pretty much perfect. I will say that silly little Terminator thing was really bad. But the tag team match was good. I like what they did with the Battle Royal. Sorry. Haven't eaten since lunch. I like what they did. They they didn't rush it. I've seen some Battle Royals where they try to get them done in 8-12 minutes, and I didn't like that. They did a nice job. And I think Big Show deserves to win one, but I wish they'd have done it when he wasn't a dick. Give this one to Mizdow. You guys since I started watching this back when he was Damian Sandow, I didn't know much about him, but I instantly liked him. And it's always seemed like they kind of treated him like shit. So give him this fucking badass moment. The ladder match, fuck man. That shit. When Dean Ambrose got slammed through that fucking ladder, holy fuck. There was just, I knew that was going to be crazy. Randy Orton and Seth Rollins, that was fine. That was about right. Triple H and Sting was, Triple H beat Sting. Everything was just fun. They were good matches and they were fun. AJ Lee and Paige, who retired, which sucks because I was just, I've only been watching her for a little bit, and damn, she looks hot. But they beat the Bella Twins. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with them. Cena beat Rusev. That was good. It's about fucking time. Undertaker and Bray Wyatt. Undertaker beat Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt fucked up his ankle earlier in the night. I think that's why it became the co-main event. I feel like maybe their match switched with the Triple H and Sting or something, because that was earlier. Earlier than I thought it would be. Or the ladder match, I'm sorry. It was something. Maybe it was the ladder match. But that, that was what it should have been. Seth Rollins beat Brock Lesnar, but not really. He beat Roman Reigns. So, here's the thing. I get it. Okay? I get it. You gotta have him cash it in. But, man, was I pissed off when he didn't wrestle the next night. I mean, I've only seen Brock wrestle 4, maybe 5 times. First time I'd seen him wrestle was WrestleMania against The Undertaker. I'd seen him, show up. I think because I started watching Royal Rumble was my first pay-per-view. So that's when I got into it. I think the one that CM Punk was in for like 8,000 hours. And I think he quit the next day. He didn't wrestle at WrestleMania. He quit after that. So I haven't really seen him do much. But he's fun. And I want to see him more. So it would have been cool to have seen that rematch and see him get his belt back. And he is a good champion. I like what they do where they're treating the championship as something special. Floyd Mayweather doesn't fucking run around everywhere and fight nobodies and all this stuff. He does his own thing. Well, that's Brock Lesnar. He does his thing. He fights every once in a while. I like it. And it was fun watching him just tear shit up. So, there you go. That's my take on WrestleMania. It was fun. Now, then we had Fight Night last week. I don't remember everything, and I didn't even come close to taking notes. Ron Stallings beat Justin Jones. Timothy Johnson, I do remember that one. Beat Shamil Abdurakhimov, however you say his name, I don't know. Yeah, I remember that one. He was fun. I like him on Facebook now, or not Facebook, Twitter, and I don't think he really does anything, but I want to kind of see what else, what he's all about. Alexander Yakovlev beat Gray Maynard. Look, here's the deal. Gray Maynard should not be fighting anymore. Absolutely no reason. Okay, there's just stop. I mean, he should have stopped a while ago. I don't know how the commissions keep allowing him to fight. I mean, it's just the guy's got to stop. Liz Carmouche beat Lauren Murphy. I think I remember that. Carmouche took 1 and 2, and Murphy took 3. But Carmouche, I think that's right. I don't remember. I don't remember for sure. All right, then Dustin Poirier. Oh yeah. Okay, now these I might remember a little bit more because I actually watched these with my dad on Sunday. Dustin Poirier knocked out Carlos Diego Ferreira. I mean, he looked good. He looked, pissed off that he lost to Connor. Clay Guida beat Robbie Peralta, and that was just. Clay Guida looked a little bit more like old Guida, but he still. I wish he was a little bit more active like he used to be. But not a bad fight. Juliana Pena beat Milena Dudieva. Yeah, she fucked her up, and that was stopped a little late, I think. I think that could have been stopped a little earlier, and it's like the ref, even though she was getting punched a lot, the ref was like, I'm going to wait for that one really big one to sneak through. She's, I didn't like that. Michael Chiesa, decision to Mitch Clark. I think I gave the first 2 rounds. I think I gave those 2-point rounds for Chiesa. He just did whatever the fuck he wanted. Actually, one of the judges did that too. Alaya Quinta bored Jorge Masvidal to death. I'm sorry, I had to. It wasn't a boring fight. That was close, and I think it really came down to how you did round 2. Round 1 I had as this one I remember because I knew it was a controversial, so I paid extra attention to it. Round 1 I gave to Masvidal, but it was close. Round 2, and my dad did too. Round 2 was another close one. Actually, there was a flurry that Masvidal had at the end of round 1 that made it not close, wasn't there? That's what won him round 1 easily. Round 2, I gave to Jorge Masvidal, but I thought it was close. My dad, he gave to Iaquinta. I don't know how the fuck to pronounce it. He gave it to Al. That was round 2. So I'm 2 up, and my dad's 1-1. Round 3, I gave to Al, and so did my dad. So he went with him, and I went with he went with Al, and I went with Jorge. That's just what I saw. Now, I thought it was funny that I saw it that way, and then Ray Longo apparently has a problem with one of the judges. That particular judge scored all 3 rounds for Jorge Masvidal. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem, because there's no way in hell that round 3 was a question. So maybe that guy, I don't know. I know fighters can say yes and no to a referee if they don't like the ref, and I don't know why these guys don't just say no anytime someone like Kim Winslow comes in, but they apparently have the ability to ask for a different ref. I don't know why they don't do that more, but they should be able to do that with judges maybe too. Like if you're assigned a complete, apparently this judge like never ever scores rounds for Longo. Like it's just ridiculous. Well, if that's the case, maybe he shouldn't be judging Ray Longo fighter fights. So, I don't know, but I gave it to Masvidal. Al won. I didn't think it was that controversial. I could see it going either way because of round 2. Chad Mendez beat Ricardo Lames. Yeah, I remember that. I guess we're going to see Mendez fight for the title again. But who knows when, because I would imagine after Conor takes the belt, Jose is going to get a rematch. And then Chad Mendez, maybe, if he wins another 1 or 2, maybe then he can fight for the title. But I don't see him fighting unless Jose wins, which he probably will. But I'm pulling for Conor though. Unless Jose wins, I can't imagine there's not going to be a rematch. So those were those fights tonight. And the reason I'm kind of going back and forth is I like Nick Newell. I want to see him fight. Let's go back to World Series. Up there, back in a commercial. Yeah, I want to see Nick Newell fight. And there's the I don't know, the comic book guy in me that has to watch the superhero fight, Phoenix Jones. And it's just from the trivial side of it. Yeah, in this fight, someone, I think, didn't someone the title fight got pulled out or something. Let me see here. The main event was changed to a fight between champion David Branch and Ronnie Marcos. Vinny Magalhães. Oh, that's right. This was supposed to be Vinny Magalhães and Matt Hamill. And then Vinny Magalhães was I vaguely remember that. There were contractual problems. I vaguely remember that. Anyway, something happened with that, and then Melvin Gillard kept fucking up and didn't make his scheduled the stuff he was supposed to show at to do interviews and stuff. He didn't make that. Boy, this is gonna have to end soon. Oh. But anyway, so the young assassin Melvin Gillard was supposed to fight on this, and he fucked up. He didn't make his scheduled press stops and interviews, and did like a couple on his own, and didn't submit his medicals. So they pulled him, which sounds right. And the guy missed weight, I think, last time. I don't know what. Oh, that's right. He said he made some comment too, on part of his little version of a press tour, that he would rather be fighting in the UFC and not for the title, than fighting for the title in World Series of Fighting. I mean, I don't know that you can say that about your boss. I mean, yeah, you're an independent contractor, but he's still your boss. I don't know. So I don't know what they're going to do with him. I don't think they know what they're going to do with him. I think Ray Zeffo said they're going to wait until the weekend was over and they'll deal with it next week. And then Bellator has fights on now. We're on fucking commercial break over here again. Heavyweights are fighting next on World Series of Fighting. I bet this doesn't last long. This is World Series of Fighting heavyweights. These are not going to be the most technical of people in the world. Will Brooks is fighting over on Bellator. I like Will Brooks. And I think who else is fighting over in Bellator? Go over here. Someone else is fighting in Bellator, I think. Will Brooks. Wikipedia. Ooh, we get to see the World Series of Fighting guys' entrances. Ooh, boy. Bellator 136 doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. How the fuck am I supposed to know? Bellator 136. Really? Sherdog. Okay. Let's go to Sherdog. What else is fighting Sherdog? Where's the main event? Oh, Joey Beltran fought. I actually didn't know he was fighting. Oh yeah, Nikolai Volkov's kid is fighting. Alexander Volkov. Javier Carvalho and Joe Schilling. There's Will Brooks and Dave Jensen. Yeah, I don't know. I'm tired of looking at this stuff. But there's fights on both, so you got to go back and forth. You got to multitask, which is very, very, very dangerous in the state that I am in. Now, what are the fights in the morning? UFC, let's see, it's Fight Night 64? 64, I think. Or is it 63? That's right, Crow Cop versus Gonzaga. And I was going to put the weigh-ins, because I don't know who most of these people are. I'm not going to put the weigh-ins on, though, because I don't think I'm going to be conscious long enough to get through the weigh-ins. And get through the fights. Because the weigh-ins are always like 30 minutes long. So we've got... And this is the difference between what you get for $9.99 on the WWE Network, all that crazy shit with top guys, $9.99 a month. This is their live event on Fight Pass for $9.99. Prelim card, Fight Pass. And when does this start? I bet it starts at like 10 in the morning. I'll have to look at. I'll look at that in a second. Taylor Lapalus versus Rocky Lee. I don't know who they are. I'm gonna go with Rocky because his name is Rocky. Lightweights, we got Marcin Bandel versus Stephen Ray. By the way, this is in Krakow. So there's probably a reason I don't know who anyone is, because they're all local. Oh, and the fights last week were up in my neck of the woods. That's where I'm from. If you ever go to the Northern Virginia area, Fairfax, Tyson's Corner, go to Anita's, the greatest breakfast burritos in the world. They will change your life. Marcin Bandel versus Stephen Ray. Stephen Ray, sure. Women's strawweight, Isabella Baduric. I have no clue who that is. Alexandra Alibu. Okay, I do know who she is. She has a fucking great ass. She's got a Facebook page, and there's a couple shots of her ass on Facebook. Whoo, yeah. I know who Alexandra Alibu is. And, yeah, and I noted this earlier, by the way. You can tell how good an organization it is based on its ring girls. Okay? If the ring card engineers can't even walk around the cage, they just stand in one place and hold up a sign, that's not a good fighting organization. In the World Series of Fighting, people just stand there and hold up a sign. And I want to like World Series of Fighting. I've watched like every one of their events. It's just there's not much here, and I don't know how much longer NBC is going to keep letting this go. I don't know how much longer World Series of Fighting can go. I don't know. Are they paying for this time? I think they used to pay for the time. Maybe they don't anymore. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. So anyway, Alexander Albu. Yeah, just look at the ass. Whoo, it's a work of art. Daniel oh boy, there's accents over the N's, and it's followed by a C and a Z. Daniel Omielanczuk versus Anthony Hamilton. I'm going to go with Anthony Hamilton because I don't want to say the other guy's name again. Featherweight, Damian Stasiak versus Yautzin Meza. He sounds like he should be like in a field with hobbits or something. I'm going to go Yautzin Meza. I don't know who it is. Sergio Moraes versus Mikhail Labotte. Yeah, I feel like I know who Sergio Moraes is, but I could also be confusing him with one of the other Moraeses. Moraeses? I might be confusing it with the other ones. But I'm just going to go Michael LeBoot, because he's got a fun name to say. Holy shit, I haven't even done anything in like a while. Bartosz Fabinski versus Gareth McClellan. Gareth, because I don't want to say the other guy's name again either. If you put an accent over an N, I'm tapping out. Like, I don't know what that would mean. Maybe it means nya, like to roll your N's. Like, Fabinitz, or maybe it's to roll into the N's. Fabianski. Like, I don't know. I don't know what it does. It confuses me. Seth Baczynski versus Leon Edwards. I don't know who Leon Edwards is. I know who Seth Baczynski is. I actually didn't know he was still in the UFC. He is, or maybe he's back. Let me see. Did he go somewhere and then come back? Let's see here. Is he? Oh no, returned to the UFC. Oh, that was a while ago. Oh. Well, you know what? He hasn't had a win since Neil Magny in 2013. He lost to Thiago Alves. He lost to Alan Jabon. So, yeah, this is probably it for him if he loses. I don't know anything about Leon Edwards. I feel like, was that like a change? No, I don't see where anything changed. Yeah, I don't know who Leon Edwards is, but apparently he's headlining. Well, you know what? That's why he's headlining. It's fucking Fight Pass. He's probably like some really big guy over in Poland. All right. The main Fight Pass card. Okay, this is like the Triple H versus Sting, and Undertaker versus Wyatt, and Brock and Roman Reigns, and whatever other one you want to put in there, because you got a choice of a bunch of good choices. We get Joanne Calderwood versus Marina Moroz. I don't know who that is. I'm going to go Joanne Calderwood because I know who the fuck she is. We get Powell Pollock versus Sheldon Westcott. I'm going to go Sheldon because I like him on The Big Bang Theory. He seems like a nice guy. Jimmy Manuwa versus Jan Blachowicz. I at least think I know who that is, but I'm still going Jimmy Manuwa because I don't want to say his name again, and I really don't think Jimmy Manuwa is going to win. I don't know how he's still in the UFC. What fight saved his career? Hold on. He had to pull off a win somewhere. Really? His only loss was to Gustafsson? Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong person. I'm thinking of the guy who comes in with like the crazy, like, he did like a Men in Black thing, but I didn't know he was undefeated. I must be confusing some people in my head. Wow. Okay. Well, all right. Let me go back to this. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go... who is Jan Blachowicz? Let's see who this guy is. Oh, let's see. Did he fight in Pride or something? KSW. Oh, is that Krakow thing? Is that's the thing that McCorkle fought in, KSW. Okay. I at least kind of know where he's coming from. He is going to be a big deal over there. He beat Ilar Latifi. You know, it's an interesting fight. His only loss is, he lost to Sakuju. That's not a good loss to have on your record. And he lost to Andre Fiat and Marcin Marcin, somebody. Yeah, I'm going to go Jimmy Manuwa, but that's a little bit more of an interesting fight than I was expecting. Okay, we'll see what happens there. And in the fight everyone's talking about, okay? Crow Cop and Gonzaga 2. I'm not into it. Okay, here's the deal. I used to watch all the all the Pride shit and everything, and I get the sentiment and everything else. But look, it's 2015. Pride's been gone for a long time. It's not going to come back. if you look at, and I used to have a debate with a good friend of mine. I'm taking a bite. And a drink. And I need to switch back because this is a commercial. It's hard going back and forth, man. They're doing introductions for somebody. Anyway, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh, Crow Cop and Gonzaga and Pride. Look, I enjoyed the Pride fights. They were fun. I also understand that some of them were worked. Okay? There might be a reason why Fedor never really excelled outside of Pride. Like, unless he was fighting in Russia. Here's the deal. You have to don't get me wrong. The guys are fucking each other up. Okay? And maybe only one person knew about it. Everyone knows that it happened. People have talked openly about it. Maybe there's so much riding on the line with Fedor that, we're dealing with the Yakuza. Who the fuck knows what kind of people Fedor know? I mean, the fucking Russian mafia. Maybe if you say something and talk about it, something bad will happen to you. And everyone can just live in the Pride era for Fedor. I don't know how you can call him the best in the world and put him over Anderson Silva. Just from anything else, the damage that Anderson Silva has taken in his fights has been so minimal. Now, I'm not counting the last two. The last two don't, no, not the last two. The Weidman fights. He did some damage to himself there. But he really hasn't taken. He doesn't get hit much. He's very evasive. He's got great movement. I just don't see how you can not have Anderson Silva in the. Ooh, nice. That was nice. He's going for a knee bar, gone. I just don't see how you can. Watch out for the triangle. I don't see how you can't just have him there. I don't see anyone else yet that's coming up on him. John Jones is getting pretty damn close, but one thing about John Jones is if they fought some of the same people. The damage that John Jones took versus the damage Anderson Silva took. But if John Jones moves up to heavyweight and pulls off some shit at heavyweight, that solidifies it there. But it's John Jones is. This is a tough fight for John Jones coming up. When is it? That's next month, isn't it? That's what, 5-6 weeks away. This is a tough fucking fight for John Jones. It's dangerous, is what it is. It's not tough. It's dangerous. This is a dangerous fight for him because he's got to get by Anthony Johnson and he's got to survive. Anthony Johnson needs to get tired. If John Jones, we'll see. Yeah, I think John Jones has a really good chin. I haven't really seen him. He's never been knocked out, and he's fought some hitters. If John Jones can survive a fucking swing from Anthony Johnson, that's amazing. So that'll be looking forward to. Now, going back to where this started, Gabriel Gonzaga and Mirko Crow Cop Filopovic. This is how it started. I don't want to see them fight anymore. I don't. Regardless of even if none of Crow Cop's fights were ever fixed in Pride, okay? I don't know if they were or not. I have no clue. I don't know if he's done steroids. I don't think he's ever been busted lately. But they didn't do it in Japan. And man, if you look at all the fighters from Pride, and watch their Vanderlei. Anyone who used to fight in Pride, go look at their old physiques and their new physiques, and you can see when they stop taking their steroids. I mean, they shrink down. Because now, oh shit, we got testing. Well, now we got to switch things up, and we got to try different things, and you're not on the powerful shit like you used to be. But at least in Pride, it was an even playing field. This is an interesting crucifix. Looks like he's going for that slide pin in the WWE. Eric goes, it's gone. I was gonna say he had that arm. Yeah, I don't want to see it. I'd rather watch the old stuff. And Crow Cop hasn't fared very well either over here. This is his third trip in the UFC, and really, by the way, not only is this a loser go home fight, I don't see any way that Gonzaga gets another fight in the UFC if he loses. I just don't see it. And is he going to get a third run in the UFC? I don't know. I like Gabriel Gonzaga. I always have. I remember the first time I saw him. I still remember was the UFC. Was it 48? It was the Matt Hughes Hoist Gracie one. And I was like, oh fuck, look at this guy. I wish he would stick with his. He used to be so fun to watch because of his jiu-jitsu, and then he knocked out Crow Cop. And then he decided to be a stand-up kickboxer fighter, and he's not as good at that. And he kind of came back to his roots, but tomorrow, watch, I bet he's gonna start to kickbox with him, and that's not what you want to do. So I think if Gonzaga loses, he's done. I think this whole thing. Because it kind of came out of nowhere. Crow Cop, since he got cut by the UFC, he's beat, who was it, like Satoshi Ishii? Is that who it was? He beat someone twice. Who was it? Let me scroll down. Hold on. So let's look at this, okay? And I'm not counting his kickboxing. He's also retired a bazillion times too, okay? I think this has to be his last retirement. But anyway. He lost to Frank Mir, lost to Brendan Schaub, lost to Roy Nelson, got cut. Let's look at his UFC career. Let's look at Crow Cop's career. Let's see what we got here. Okay, let's go through it all. The fuck else are we gonna do? By the way, is Nick Newell fighting yet? I don't want to miss Nick Newell. Up the heavyweight fight's over, I guess. Let's see what happened over here. I should be recording these, but I'm not. So. I'm not going to go through all of them because I don't want to. He drew with Vanderlei Silva. He beat Sakuraba. He beat Heath Herring, and Heath Herring was decent back then. He lost to Rodrigo Nogueira. That's the heavyweight, isn't it? Or is that Rogerio? I don't fucking remember. I think that's the heavyweight, right? Yeah, okay, that's the heavyweight. Okay. So he beat him. I'm sorry. He lost to him, and that's to me that's the good one. Lost to Kevin Randleman. Beat Alexandra Emelianenko, which I think everyone beat him. He was like the prison bitch of Pride. This is Diver talking. He beat Josh Barnett. Now that's a good. Oh, Josh Barnett. Oh, that was that shoulder shit. Oh, yeah, I kind of remember that. He beat Kevin Randleman, beat Coleman. He lost to Fedor because Fedor was untouchable. He beat Barnett in a decision. Okay, that's a good one. He lost to Mark Hunt. That's right. I forgot about that. That's back when the UFC didn't want Mark Hunt. Mark Hunt knocked out, or Mark Hunt decisioned Filopovich. Let's see here. Minowa, Yoshida. His last one, he beat Josh Barnett. Barnett tapped out to punches. That was the last Pride one. Then he came over to the UFC. Now, let's look at his UFC run. Front Row Brian tweeted this, and it was an interesting aspect of it. So you look at all the guys he beat in Japan, okay, where there really wasn't a lot of regulation and everything was run by the Yakuza. Okay? He beat Eddie Sanchez, who I vaguely remember for a split second. He lost to Gabriel Gonzaga. That was that, and that, you know, that was it's a highlight reel knockout. He lost to Cheek Congo. Cheek Congo was a decent. He was a better fighter then than he is now. That was, you know, back in 2007. Then he left UFC for a couple years. Went over to Dream. Who did he beat in Dream? Tetsuya Mizuno. He no contested Alistair Overeem because Overeem need Crow Cop in the balls twice apparently. And he beat Hongman Choi, who he's like the great Kali of the mixed martial arts world. He's booked because he's a giant, and the Japanese people like that shit because of Godzilla and all that stuff, and they just beat the shit out of him. Then he came over back to the UFC, beat Mustafa Al-Turk, who I barely remember. He lost to Junior Dos Santos. He beat Anthony Perosh, and he beat Pat Barry. Now, of those, and this is what Front Row Brian brought up, the Pat Barry one was probably his best win in the UFC, and it's true. I like Anthony Perosh. He's the old guy, and I always like the old guy. You know, but Mustafa Al-Turk and Eddie Sanchez, those aren't, you know, really. I mean, that's Pat Barry is the best one he's beat. He's lost to Junior Dos Santos. He's lost. Let's see here: Gabriel Chutkonga, Junior Dos Santos, Frank Mir, Brendan Schaub, who just got verbally retired by Joe Rogan a couple months ago, and Roy Nelson. Okay, now those would be higher ranked guys than, you know, Pat Barry. And then he got cut again. And Dana White's always said he loves Crow Cop. He's very respectful. He's always been great. And he has. I've never heard Crow Cop say one bad thing about the UFC or Dana White. Ever. Well, then he got fired again. And he beat Shinichi Suzukawa. Oh, by the way, that was in 2011. Then he went over and did some kickboxing. And I think he won a Grand Prix. And he retired a couple times. And I think he retired from MMA too. Yeah, he did, because he was done from 2011 of October till December 2012, and in November 2013. So he really kind of did. I guess he went over to kickboxing, but he lost to Alexei Olenek, and then he beat Satoshi Ishii twice. That's what I was thinking of. I think what he did is said, "Hey Dana, I want to retire." And I want my last fight to be in the UFC. So he's either got a deal where this is his last fight, regardless of the outcome. He's done. And Dana White's going to lock him in like maybe it's... And that's the other thing. He could do... He'll fight until he loses. And Dana White locks him into you know, if you win or lose, you have one more fight. So that he's under contract with the UFC, and UFC won't fight him because he's retired. So that's my guess. And really, there's no reason for Crow Cop to fight anymore, man. I mean, he's done. Look at what he's done. Regardless of where or anything else, he's done a lot. So I don't need to see him fight anymore. I don't think it's good for him. He's a fucking heavyweight. When he gets hit, he gets hit. And that's not fucking knocking Demetrius Johnson, but I would rather get hit by Demetrius Johnson than Crow Cop. I would probably rather get hit by a car than get hit by Crow Cop. I mean, that's just how it is. So yeah, I mean, that's happening. And let me go back to World Series of Fighting. Oh, that was World Series of Fighting. Oh, is this the superhero guy? Oh, this must be the superhero guy. He's not. I wonder if he comes in as like a superhero uniform. Yeah, Phoenix Jones. Let's see. What's he dressed up as? Oh, he's just dressed up as a. Oh no, he's got his superhero body armor. That's cool. Yeah, see, he's a superhero. I kind of hope this guy's good. I need a hero to believe in. I hope this guy kicks some ass tonight. I don't know shit about him, but I hope he wins. Yeah, this will be fun. He's kind of got a Wolverine look going with his outfit too. Anyway, I don't want to see these guys fight again. I don't want to see Nogueiras. You know, I don't want to, and it's not because I don't like them. It's because I think they've done enough, and we don't need them to fight anymore. Let's watch new guys fight. Let's let the old guys retire, and let's support the new guys so that they can help support the old guys by the UFC having reasons to hire them for different things. That's what I'd like to see, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. If he loses, he's done. If he wins, I don't know if he's done or not, but he should be. I hope he is. But he might want to. You know, this would actually be, if he wins, this would be a good one to go out on. There's no reason for a rubber match. He's avenged his knockout loss. If he knocks Gonzaga out, and that's a key, he's got to knock him out if he wants to really avenge that loss for all the haters, because there's going to be haters out there. Oh, well, he got knocked out twice by Gabriel Gonzaga. They're out there, and that's just what I see. All right, now what the fuck else is going on? Let's see here, and then I'll stay on. Maybe I'll stay on through this guy's fight. Let's see here. Oh, Rampage Jackson, that's right. So next weekend? No, 2 weeks. Next weekend is the UFC on Fox, which, by the way, I'm really bummed about Jacare. Jacare is out of the... Or I'm sorry, not Jacare. Yoel Romero, he's out of his fight with Jacare because he's injured. I don't know if he's injured or not. There's always the thought of steroids with that guy. It's always there. And, of course, he could say he's sick instead of having to go through the upcoming drug test, because he's going to have to get drug tested. So I don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to try to keep... because this is the second time this fight was supposed to happen and got pushed off, because I think it was supposed to happen before, and Souza got hurt. Yeah, now this says Wikipedia is updated from what I saw, because I hadn't heard what the injury was. Wikipedia says that he pulled out of the bout due to a ligament and meniscus tear in his knee. Yeah, I was really looking forward to that fight. I was looking forward to that fight back originally. That's just a cool fight. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to try to keep Jacare on, or if Jacare is going to pull out and not fight anybody. Really? So, he's not fighting for the title, okay? We got Weidman and Belfort. I kind of thought that Jacare should have fought. I wanted to see Jacare fight too. I'm a Jacare fan. I like the guy. I enjoy watching him fight. So I was kind of hoping for that. They went with Vitor Belfort. I don't know, if Vitor wins, depending on how he wins. People are going to say, "Oh, Chris Weidman should get a rematch." If Chris Weidman gave Anderson Silva a rematch. Look, Chris Weidman has beaten Anderson Silva twice, which is remarkable, and then he beat Lyoto in a fight that I hope, for Lyoto's sake, a fight that kind of changed how he fights. So I don't know what they're going to do with Jacare. I mean, they got Lyoto fighting Luke Rockhold next week. And then you got Jacare kind of sitting in the background, who I don't know who they need to put him against to get this guy a title fight. I don't know if they're going to make him fight the loser of Rockhold and Machida, and the winner's going to get a title fight, assuming Weidman doesn't get a rematch, which I don't know if he does or doesn't. To me, it kind of depends on how close the fight is. He doesn't get an automatic rematch if he gets his ass beat like Anderson Silva did, because even though Anderson Silva got knocked the fuck out, Anderson Silva beat the shit out of a lot of people and held on to that belt for a long time, and set a lot of records doing it. So it's different. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to go with a 3-card main card on Fox. I don't know what they're going to do now. But where I was going, so this is the pay-per-view card. I'm just going to go over the main card. Okay, this is going to cost $65. Okay? And I told you this was going to happen. And I said this weeks ago. Yves Jabon versus Thomas Almeida. John Makdessi versus Shane Campbell. This is the co-main event. Michael Bisping versus CB Dalloway. And your main event is Demetrius Johnson versus Kyoji Horiguchi. Now, whoa, that was weird. I didn't realize something's up with the World Series of Fighting, of course. It's the fucking supervillains stopping people from seeing the superhero do his shit. Because I just have a thing, and I guess the sound went quiet, and it popped back on, and it kind of fucked with me, because I was like, what the hell? I heard, like, yelling, and I was like, what the hell's going on outside? Then it realized what it was. Yeah, this is a hell of a story. Anyway, this is a terrible fucking pay-per-view. This is bad. There is no reason that this should be a pay-per-view. None whatsoever. And it's just, I can't imagine how much money UFC is going to lose on this. And I kind of feel bad for him. This would be a really good Fox card. Well, if Rampage run it. Because here's the thing, Rampage got blocked. Bellator, I don't know. I have no clue. I also told you this is what it was. I told you this was going to happen. Rampage was never going to fight with the UFC. UFC knew that there was a contract with Rampage, but if you look at the timing when UFC signed Rampage, right when all that fucking class action suit started, and part of it was that the UFC was a monopoly, and they control their fighters and won't let their fighters leave their contracts. Well, it's a contract. That's kind of how it works, stupid. Because Kung Lee was pissed off because UFC wanted him. And UFC, I thought they were good to him. And I don't know. Kung Lee, that's what it was. It was that TRT thing. Because Kung Lee failed a drug test that the UFC did. Look, man, you can fucking bullshit and pussy your way around however you want it. That the UFC cost you, whatever. People knew what the fuck you were on. That's what it was, human growth hormone. It was HGH. People knew you were on shit when you posted that picture, okay? That's just, duh. Don't fucking blame the UFC for that shit. You're acting like a dick. And I was a big fan of Kung Lee. I've been watching Kung Lee since back in the Elite XC days. I've been a big Kung Lee fan for a long time, and I used to really want to see him fight Anderson Silva back when they were both in their prime, because I could have seen Kung Lee coming away with something with Anderson Silva, and I really wanted to see that fight. And yeah, if Kung Lee would not be stupid, he's under contract with the UFC. Why don't you try to make that fight happen? If Nate Diaz, okay, Nate Diaz, let's look at Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz was rumored to be fighting Matt Brown at UFC 189. Nate Diaz, okay, let's look at his record. And I say rumored for a reason. UFC announced it. Okay, let's look at Nate Diaz. Let's look at his run in the UFC. Fuck it. Okay. Well, wow, he's fought a lot of fights in the UFC. Holy fuck. I forget how long he's been in here. And I don't get me wrong, I like the Diaz brothers, but I'm just not following. I'm not following everything here. He beat Manny Gambier in Tough. Junior Sensao, Alvin Robinson, Kurt Pellegrino, Josh Neer. He beat them, and he beat them well. Okay, Nate Diaz is a good fighter. Okay. Lost to Clay Guida, lost to Joe Stevenson, beat Melvin Gillard, lost to Gray Maynard. It's a different Gray Maynard back then. Beat Roy Markham and Marcus Davis, lost to Dong Hyun Kim and Roy McDonald. Okay. He got on a good run here. Okay, this started in September of 2011. Okay, he beat Takanori Gomi, Donald Cerrone, and Jim Miller. Those are big wins. I mean, those are solid wins. Okay, then he got his title fight. He got his ass beat pretty bad, if I remember correctly, by Ben Henderson. Like, pretty bad. And then I think, if I remember correctly, this is a weird thing that he does lately, is he'll be getting his ass kicked, and then he'll like still do dumb stuff. He'll flip you off. I think didn't he slap Rafael Dos Anjos? He was getting his ass beat by Dos Anjos, and he slapped him. And it's like, that's not what you do when you're getting your ass beat. But he lost to Ben Henderson. Okay. He got knocked out, TKO'd by Josh Thompson. Okay. Now this is a guy who's already punch drunk. He already slurs like a motherfucker, and his lisp has gotten worse. Okay, and you know, this is another guy I would rather not see fight anymore. Okay, he beat Gray Maynard. Okay. Remember what I said earlier about Gray Maynard? Well, different Gray Maynard again. That Gray Maynard, the earlier different Gray Maynard, was back when Maynard was good. This is different Gray Maynard now. Yeah, I mean, he got TKO'd by Gray Maynard. Then he said, fuck you for a year, okay? After coming off of 2 losses, and then he beat an old, tired, raggedy, woozy, now on an undercard prelim, Gray Maynard. He wanted to renegotiate his contract. And UFC said no. That's not typically, and I think he tried starting it before the Gray Maynard fight. That's not when you renegotiate. That's just not how you do. Well, he tried to, and he showed the UFC who's boss by not fighting for a year. So he, after that year off, he just recently fought Rafael Dos Anjos, and he got the shit kicked out of him. Okay. And this is the fight where he was, I know he was slapping Dos Anjos. I remember that. And it's just, no, you got your ass beat, man. Like, it wasn't even close. There's no way he could walk the next day. He had to and actually I know he did, because he tweeted a picture of that. He had to have some really good weed that night. So, he's offered a fight with Matt Brown. I don't necessarily want to see Nate Diaz fight again, but it's an intriguing fight. It'll be a good fight. And UFC announced it. And then Nate Diaz said, nah, I don't know. He tweeted something like that. No, I don't know if I want to go fight Matt Brown. I want to fight Anthony Pettis. Because apparently they have some beef. I don't know, but apparently there's some heat between them already. Look, you don't go from getting your ass beat by the soon-to-be or by the, at the time soon-to-be, but by the current champion, to fighting the guy. Oh, and that's right, he came in overweight on that fight. He came in at 160.6 on a 155-pound fight. And that's just not professional. Well, they offer him a good fight that people were excited about it. People were on Twitter. Oh, this is a good fight. Da 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 da. and it's an intriguing fight. And you say, no, fuck you guys, I want to fight this guy, the ex-champion. I just don't get it, and he's probably going to get his way. And there is no way in hell he comes close to beating Anthony Pettis. That won't happen. Nate Diaz, I think, needs to, and I'm not saying that it's anyone's fault, but I think he needs to switch camps. Just at least for a little bit, because what he's doing now isn't working. He's training with a guy. Let's look at who he's training with. He's training with the guy who's retired and not training to fight anymore, his brother. And I'm sure his brother wants what's best for him. But let's analyze it. So he's training with him. He's training with a UFC washout, Jake Shields, who just got his ass beat. And I think, didn't he fail a drug test, or am I thinking, no, that was someone else. Who did? Someone failed a drug test and never said anything, like never really commented on it. Let me see. Jake Shields. Didn't he just get his knee ripped off by what's his name? Did he not? I swear, I thought he fought. I thought he fought that Brazilian guy who takes everyone's knees. Oh shit! I'm thinking of someone else then. Well, he's still a UFC washout. I like Jake Shields when he's doing jiu-jitsu stuff. I enjoyed watching him at Metamoris. I don't enjoy Jake Shields, the MMA fighter. He doesn't really get to it, and he doesn't stick with what he's good at, and he becomes boring because he works on control. So he's training with him, and he's training with Gilbert Melendez, a guy who has some of the best management in the world, because he is also an overrated fighter, and easily a UFC washout. Although I say that, in that last fight that he had, that was a good fight. That's right, he did go up a couple notches in that last fight. Look, he's just, I don't think he's as good. He's definitely the best guy in the camp. Go train somewhere else for a little bit. Go see how it works. It's. I don't think people should take that personally. If I were on the Ultimate Fighter and someone from my training camp was one of the coaches, I would actually enjoy working with the other coach. I want to see how other people train. That's how you get better. And the coaches should understand that, because that's how they got better. You can't just train in one complete way under one person forever and not expand everything. You'll get better. So I don't know. I just that's what I think. I think he needs to stop. Stop training there. Go somewhere else. Jorge Oliveira failed his drug test for some shit I think they use for cutting weight. Let me see. Is there anything in general? Yeah, the superhero. I wasn't paying. I kind of forgot the superhero was fighting. I don't know that I gave him the last round, and he's getting wrestle fucked this round right now. Justified. Look, I'll go over some TV shows. Justified, man. Watch it. This is the series finale coming up on Tuesday. It's just like a holy. I don't know who's going to live and who's going to die, and how it's going to happen. It's just been a very good, solid show. If you like westerns, that's what this is. It's a current western. It's a western in 2015. Great fucking. I need to pull some clips from Eurotrip, because what's his name in Eurotrip is in that show. Yeah, Justified. I don't know where they're gonna go. Like I said, I don't know who they're gonna kill off. I don't know if they're gonna have Boyd kill. I don't know. Boyd could kill Raylan. It could be a double kill. What's his name is after Raylan now? I don't know where they're gonna go with it. Oh shit! Superhero's swinging his ass off now, isn't he? Holy shit! Ooh! This guy's a tough motherfucker. He's getting a little bit drowsy though, because he went for that takedown. It was really sloppy, but the superhero gave it to him anyway. Huh. Better Call Saul. Good ending to the season. I think we all knew he was going to go back to his brother, but that was just a good. That was just a good, nice companion. I do wish, and I hope they get back to it maybe next season. I'm sorry if I spoiled that for anyone who hadn't seen that episode, but I hope they go back to it next season. I would like. Why are we standing him up? That ref just stood him up for no reason. I don't think I agree with that stand-up. Unless World Series of Fighting just really needs this superhero guy to win. Is the ref wearing an earpiece? There's another takedown. Yeah, superhero's gonna lose. Oh well, I was pulling for him. What was I talking? Better Call Saul. I wish they would do some more foreshadowing. I like, that very first episode. It started off with the foreshadowing, make it in black and white like they did, just so there's a couple little things from future from Breaking Bad. It would just be neat. It would be nice to see what he's doing. Like, we know he's working at a Cinnabon now. But what else, what else is going on? Damn, he's trying to pull off a triangle right at the end. I think he's supposed to win, and this guy just isn't letting him. Now he's working on an armbar, but I don't think he just lost it. Yeah. I don't think this guy got the memo. Or he's just trying to stay, and he's giving excuses. Oh, he's staying active. He's trying to go for submissions. That's like when you get a couple shots on people. Well, not really. Watch him win, though. Watch. That'll be crazy. Anyway, it's a really nice companion to it. Americans was great. Shameless, that was a great fucking season. Don't hold your hands up, superhero. You didn't win. There's no way you won. There's just none. You're not. Yeah, Shameless, man, what a fucking show that is. That is just a great show. Game of Thrones starts this week. I know Monocles has been watching fucking all this shit. I think he started watching it. Every season, before the new season starts, he goes back and rewatches every episode before that. Now, I actually wouldn't mind doing that, and I was going to try to do it this year, and I just didn't because I started marathoning other shit. But, I think it would help me because I'm really bad with names. It would probably help me. It's the Pause Rootin' commercial again. It would help me kind of remember what the fuck's going on. There's just so much going on in that show. So they'll do the marathon from season 4 on Sunday. I'll put that on my computer while I'm fucking around on PlayStation or something, just so I can kind of remember. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it live or not though. See, is there anything in general? I'll save this. Hopefully Diver will be back next week. I don't know. I think I'm going to make this a solo show because Kate was MIA again. Duke won the NC2A tournament. That's a big fucking deal down here, man. That shit is like really a big deal down here. Yeah, I'm gonna bring this up though. Okay, I had a thought. Why is it that if you're vaccinated, you can't be around people who aren't vaccinated? Aren't you vaccinated against the things that they aren't vaccinated against, therefore you shouldn't be able to get them? Maybe our vaccines need work, because to me, that theory makes a lot of sense. I'm not saying it's fully accurate, I'm just saying it makes a lot of sense. Let's see what happens here. Let's see who wins. There's no way the superhero could win. And I'm pretty sure the superhero is the one in the red, white, and blue. Is Bjorn Rebney a ref now? Yeah, okay. It just I had to see that. Yeah, that just didn't go well for the superhero. And I was pulling for him. I think Nick Newell is next. I'm totally not staying on. I'm getting off. But I'm pretty sure the show's about over. But yeah, I just don't see how you can... Shit. I was trying to be slick. It didn't work. I don't see how you can not give it to that guy.
What? Over?
What?
Did you say over?
No.
Nothing is over until we decide it is.
I didn't say it was
when
over.
the Germans
Oh, I did
bombed
say it
Pearl
was over.
Harbor? Hell no!
Hell no.
Herman, forget it. He's rolling.
It ain't over now. Because when the going gets tough,
Everyone have a wonderful fucking weekend. Be sure to watch those crazy fights tomorrow. And, boom.
the toughs get going. Who's with me? Let's go! Come on! Ah!
Did you fucking hear how perfect that was? The timing was unfucking believable. It was unbelievable. Anyway, fucking watch the shit and enjoy. Have a good week, and I will see ya later. What am I gonna play out? Let's do some Watsky. Let's do I don't give a fuck.
What a beautiful, sexy night. What a shame that someone would try to mess this up right now. Look around. I mean, I hear everything you're saying, but to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck, dude! Let me tell you about my GPA, 4.0 straight A's, and I don't give a fuck. Let me tell you about my resume, it's so cray, it's insane, and I don't give a fuck. And my boyfriend, he's so hot, and the car that he bought me is I don't give a fuck. And my ooh la la, my blah blah blah, and I don't give a fuck. Cause I'm a bachelor, so fuck attaching a label to the life we're living and imagine a future where we won't be living in the past. I'll be flipping birds like a chicken breast on a spatula. So if you're bragging, then you can forget it. And if it thunders and if it rains and pours, let it. And in the morning, then it'll hit you that George said it. They gave him a fuck, you returned it for store credit. But don't be sorry yet if you got a score, settle it. Cause it's more pleasure with fun before etiquette. Get up on the table and pour your drinks, get it. But don't be boneheaded, it's for your own benefit. I'll be getting open and seeking my seventh heaven irreverent. While you be seeking the Reverend or Pope Benedict. You gotta stick where the sun don't shine, well that's fine. But remember that I don't give a fuck. Let me tell you about my GP.
Oh yeah. Cops. So, this guy in South Carolina, we've all heard it, we've all seen it. The cop's a piece of shit for a lot of reasons. But I would really like to know, and we never will because the cop's a dick and did his job wrong. I don't know if he's a racist or not. He might just be a piece of shit cop. Okay, so I'm not going to throw racism into it. But I would like to know why, for just a routine traffic stop, which is what that was supposed to be, the guy took off on the run. Like, why did he take off in the first place? I haven't heard anything about him having any warrants or anything else. Like, why in the world did he run? So I'm not sure I understand that. The family wants to sue. Apparently, a buddy of mine, Hulk, we've talked about him before, the guy who's always in the gym. Big motherfucker. He posted something, and I guess, what's his name? Al Sharpton wanted to get involved in the funeral, and the family was like, yeah, no, this is just going to be for family. You know, and he was like, yeah, keep Sharpton out of it. It's one of those things where they're going to sue, and good. I think they should. I think this cop had a problem once before in the past with somewhere. He was in like the military somewhere, and he had some issue. But regardless, there was something going on. And you know, you can't do that shit. And here's the thing. We don't know what happened in between when the guy took off and when that guy picked up his cell phone. So supposedly there was a struggle, and the guy who's dead now got the cop's taser and tried to tase the cop, or maybe he did tase the cop. And the guy who was then running away, the cop shot him a bunch of times in the back. Okay? Not what you do. You don't shoot people in the back. The guy wasn't running that fast. You could have, you could have just, run after him and fucking tackled him. Now here's the thing. This is the bigger problem. You can see the cop. You can see something get tossed on the ground. Okay? And I think it was a dead guy who tossed it. And then he took off and the cop shot him. And the cop, or maybe that was after the chase or something. The cop goes back, picks up whatever was thrown on the ground, and brings it back over and throws it next to the dead guy. And says the dead guy took my taser and I had to shoot him in the back because he was going to tase me. Come on. And no one would have known that. That's how that... Now, I think there would have been issues with being shot in the back. There's nothing you can disprove about that, because you chasing after someone and him trying to shoot a taser at you, you only get one shot. I mean, it's not like he can sit there and keep shooting taser beams at the guy. It's one shot and they're discharged. And if you miss, you miss. Shooting him 8 times in the back isn't really going to hold up in court, I wouldn't think anyway. But now he's really screwed. And this happens all the time. And there's no reason why the body cam wasn't on. I don't even know if there was a body cam, but there shouldn't be a lapse. You should see the dash cam footage from the cop from the initial pullover when the guy takes off. And then after you can't see the screen, you should see the body cam footage of the cop chasing, and you can see what the fuck is happening. Because we have no clue what's happening right now. None. We don't know what happened there. And if it weren't for that guy, who I think is pretty fucking brave. Is that Khabib back there? It is Khabib. Who is this? I didn't even see who was fighting. Is this the Nick Newell fight? Shit, I wasn't paying attention enough. I don't know if this is the Nick fight. Joe Condon. I don't think it is. Anyway, there's no reason why this shit isn't. There's another ring card girl not moving anywhere. She just stands there. Yeah, that's not Nick Newell. I see 2 arms. But anyway, it shouldn't be there. There should not be a lapse. This is. Why is it taking so long? This should be, boom, instantaneous. It does not take long to fucking go on Amazon and buy some fucking body cams. Just fucking get it. It doesn't matter if they're fucking made by your specific suppliers that the government likes because they're friends of the government. Get this shit happening and get it happening now. Because there's a lot of cops out there who probably shouldn't be cops. And I don't think it has anything to do with race. Just not all the time, anyway. Some people are just dicks. I think this guy was just a dick. I don't know. Anyway, let's go back to Watsky because I want to get the fuck out of here.
A4O straight A's and I don't give a fuck. Let me tell you about my resume. It's so cray, it's insane. I don't give a fuck. And my boyfriend, he's so hot, and the car that he bought me is. I don't give a fuck. And my ooh la la, my blah blah blah, and I don't give a fuck. All I wanna do is get my mind right. If I'm looking at tomorrow, check my eyesight. All I'm gonna focus on is this fine night, cause all I know is that this life is finite. Neverland isn't more than a legend, and so I gotta be digging the present session and getting this, wedging myself up into the wettest crevices, effortless, grabbing a piece of the flesh. If you love it, then why fight? Some people slower than a 90s modem. Wanna see the nips? It's a while to load 'em. If life is a woman, she's got some epic titties, and I wanna get up in it and live it in motorboat 'em. Cause I wanna see the cool and the classy, and I wanna see the cruel and the nasty. Cause if it's real shit, let me feel it, and if you can't deal, I don't give a fuck. 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 Let me tell you about my 5-year plan and my 401k. I don't give
until this motherfucker trains with Khabib. That's for sure. He needs to eat too. See ya!